Y'all better buckle up because this tea is about to scorch. The courtroom is heating up like a full-on summer barbecue, and guess who's being dragged right into the flames? Usher, baby. Yes, that Usher. Word on the street is he might soon be heading to the witness stand in the high-stakes trial against none other than Diddy. I'm not even kidding. People are whispering that Usher is just one of many big names subpoenaed to...
I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Finally spill all the real receipts on what went down behind closed doors at the infamous Diddy Flavor Camp. But, honey, that's not even the spiciest part. Oh no, you want explosive? Well, listen up. There's an alleged recording. Yes, a real one, left behind by none other than Kim Porter herself. And y'all, it's supposed to be played in court. Let that sink in. What did Kim know? What did she see? And most importantly, why did she record it? Was she trying to protect herself? Keep receipts? Or was it her insurance plan just in case things ever went sideways? Because, baby, let's not pretend. Kim was right there for some of the most pivotal, wild moments in Diddy's chaotic life. And if anyone knew what really went down between Diddy and Usher, it was Kim. Period. This whole trial? It's straight-up Netflix documentary energy. And, honey, we're still barely out of episode 1. So, let's rewind to the start. Insiders claim Kim had some serious dirt, like actual video footage of Diddy from back when they were both grinding at Uptown Records. And let's not forget, since this whole mess blew up, we learned Diddy had a little obsession with recording everything. Surveillance, secret tapes, footage, you name it, here's the tea. Kim, suspicious that Diddy was cheating, started snooping through Uptown security recordings. And baby, what she found? Not what she expected. She allegedly stumbled upon video footage of Diddy and Andre Harrell getting it on. Yes, you heard me right. Kim reportedly was shocked, not only by what she saw, but because when she confronted Andre about it, he flat out denied everything. Classic. But then things went even darker. Kim kept digging, and what she uncovered next shook her to the core. Footage of Diddy and Usher together, doing the most. It was reportedly so disturbing that even Usher's own mom confronted Diddy when she found out what was happening. And don't ask why she didn't do more. Maybe she felt powerless. Maybe scared. Who knows? But the fallout? Whew. Now, here's the gag. Before Kim passed away, her house was broken into. But the weirdest thing? The only thing stolen was her laptop. No jewelry, no cash, no other valuables touched, just a quiet little data heist. That's not a burglary, y'all. That's a surgical strike, a targeted cleanup mission. So, put the pieces together. If Kim really had those tapes of Diddy and Andre, Diddy and Usher, could they all have been saved on that stolen laptop? Now, word is that missing footage might be making its way to the courtroom. Let's not forget, Usher's name has popped up more than once in this Diddy drama. He was first signed to Layface Records as a teenager, then, boom, handed off to Diddy for mentorship. Here's the jaw-dropper. Usher's mom even admitted she didn't know much about Diddy at the time, but she trusted him. So, Usher moved to New York, moved in with Diddy. Can you imagine? That's where the story takes a darker turn. When Usher hit puberty, his voice changed and record labels started pulling back. Nobody wanted him anymore. That's when Diddy swooped in and told Usher's mom, "I'll take him." Just trust me. But what was really happening at Diddy's so-called flavor camp? Usher himself has said the things he experienced while living with Diddy were downright shocking. And, honey, this man has literally said as a father he would never let his own child set foot in that camp. Never. He said, "It was curious. I got a chance to see some things. But, yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?" And Usher's, like, "I went there to see the lifestyle and I saw it, but I don't know if I could even indulge or understand what I was looking at. It was pretty wild. And no, nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along." He clarified, "I didn't say that." But what he did say was that there were very curious things happening, things he didn't really understand. Biggie. Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack, all these people were hanging around. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they ain't know nothing about it. They were just having a good time, he said. Then the interviewer asked, "Does he have, you doing chores? You washing dishes to keep humble, or are you just up partying till 4 a.m. with them?" Usher said, "I could stay up longer than them. And money? I had like a living. Pretty crazy. 14 years old and now a dad himself, would he ever send his kid to Puffy Camp? Hell no. Even back in an Essence magazine interview, when the reporter brought up Diddy and Flavor Camp, Usher got visibly uncomfortable. The interview started chill. He was talking about business ventures, albums, acting gigs, all that normal stuff. He even compared himself to Martha Stewart, Russell Simmons, 50 Cent, focused on licensing deals and brand building. But the second Diddy's name came up, his whole vibe shifted. He said, and I quote, "I want to save some of this for my book. One day, I'll put it this way, there was a lot of sex. Excuse me, a lot of sex. That alone could shut down the internet. What kind of camp are we even talking about here?" And if that wasn't enough, Usher's name has popped up in multiple lawsuits involving Diddy. In the Little Rod case, for example, there were claims Diddy bragged about hooking up with an unnamed artist who performed at the Super Bowl and had a Vegas residency. Fans immediately thought Usher. But wait, there's more. In Dawn, Richard's recent explosive lawsuit, Usher's name comes up again, this time as a witness to Diddy's alleged violence toward Cassie Ventura. According to court docs, Diddy hosted a dinner at a West Hollywood restaurant. Guests included major players like Jimmy Iovine, Now, and, yes, Usher. Diddy and Cassie got into a fight at the table that turned physical. The filing says he hissed at her, then punched her in the stomach right in front of everyone, causing her to double over, in pain, crying. And Usher? He saw the whole thing. So, if he ends up testifying, it's not just about Flavor Camp anymore. He could be a key witness to abuse. Now, here's a kicker. Gene Deal, a former insider who worked with Diddy for years, said he's baffled. Why Usher would still publicly praise Diddy because people from back then know what went down, and they've stayed silent until now. I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell his story. But how dare you give a man a pass? Bro, you know. And baby, if you've ever paid attention, you might have noticed how awkward Usher looks whenever he's around Diddy. Like seriously, especially when Diddy makes those weird suggestive comments, like that one time telling Kevin Hart about how he and Usher used to wake up together. What? My brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause, but like, just how? Back in the days when he was 10 and I was a little older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was even a thing. But it's my brother for real. We actually wrestled over the Frosted Flakes because he always got up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars. Or that other time Diddy randomly blurted out how fly Usher was, talking about him eating cereal in his kitchen like it was no big deal. I was so mesmerized. I didn't even know what you were talking about. I was just blown away by the stamina, the connection. We had to be connected. You gotta be connected. So much. All those take with it, bring it in. He went on. Yeah, they're gonna see this for you. You ain't for nobody else with you. You take your time, boy. I see you. You fly as hell doing. Vegas. You in the kitchen eating all my cereal, man. You doing babies in a pink suit. God is the greatest. When we do it, yeah. If Usher has been subpoenaed, nobody should be shocked. But here's where it might get even messier. There's speculation that if Usher takes the stand, the defense could try flipping the script and bring up his own scandals. Yep, those herpes lawsuits from back in the day might resurface. Remember Quantasia Sharpton, along with an anonymous Jane Doe and John Doe? She sued Usher, claiming he exposed her to STDs without disclosure. Said she had unprotected relations with him, and after catching the infection, suffered devastating consequences, including stillborn twins. And John Doe allegedly hooked up with Usher at a Koreatown spa in L.A., claiming he caught something too. But wait, it gets even crazier. Imagine whoever Kim Porter trusted with her evidence is actually sitting right there in that courtroom, watching, waiting, ready to drop the final knockout blow. Picture Usher on the stand, sweating through every question about Flavor Camp, trying to dodge the mess, and then, bam! Kim's recorded voice blasts through the room. Total silence. The judge, jury, press, all frozen, listening to a woman who's no longer alive but still the center of the storm. This isn't just drama, this is legacy. Kim Porter refused to be silenced. Now, if Usher testifies, you better believe Diddy's legal team will come at him hard, dragging up those old herpes lawsuits, the rumors about gay clubs, the Koreatown, spa stories, everything they can find to paint him messy and unreliable. But here's the twist. The more they try to shame him, the more they prove one thing. Usher was there. He experienced something real, and that trauma can't be spun away. Bring up Quantasia Sharpton, Jane Doe, John Doe, scars don't come. From nowhere. That said, Usher's no saint. He's got his own drama, his own secrets, just like everyone else in that courtroom. But this trial isn't about just Usher, Diddy, or Kim. It's about truth buried for decades now coming to light. Skeletons are tumbling out, and no one walks away clean. So what's left? A courtroom battle unlike anything we've ever seen. Kim, Porter haunting from beyond the grave, Usher reliving his darkest days, Diddy's lies unraveling by the minute, and the whole world watching, gasping, waiting. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about law. It's about reputation, redemption, revenge. Kim knew what she was doing, and baby, she might have just set this whole house on fire from beyond the grave. So, keep your ears open. The courtroom doors are creaking, the tapes are rolling, the ghosts are speaking, and this show is only just getting started.